But first this evening, has the city been encouraging people to jaywalk for years?
The city now says a number of crossings it built and taxpayers paid for are actually illegal to use. News 13's Alex Goldsmith is live at Central and Bryn Mawr with the story. Alex?
Well, Jessica, Dean, I want to show you guys what we're talking about here. If you've been to Nob Hill, you've probably seen them. Sidewalk ramps on both sides, leading to a cutout in the median in the middle. They look like crosswalks, but technically are not. They're called pedestrian refuge areas, and despite how they look, the city claims anyone who uses them is actually breaking the law.
Inside Empire Board Game Library at Central and Amherst, they're serving up coffee and cards. Just outside the store doors used to sit what looked like a way for people to get across Central. Rory Veranda owns the shop.
There is what looks like a crosswalk on both sides of the street. There are cutouts in the sidewalk curbs, and there are indicators to look both directions before you cross. I think it's probably the most crossed area of Nob Hill.
The city put 7 of them in the Nob Hill area about a decade ago, and as recently as last year recommended people use them.
We would rather them use this location than somewhere in the corridor.
Now that Central's being torn up to make way for the ART bus line, people are still crossing there. But yesterday, the mayor's office pulled an about face.
Everywhere where a pedestrian can cross before, they should still be able to legally now. The only places that we're removing medians are where mid-blocks where they shouldn't have been crossing before.
The city says the crossings it built are not, legally speaking, crosswalks. And although it recommended people use them,
well, that was jaywalking before, and it remains to be jaywalking now.
It's kind of comical. It doesn't make sense. They put the cutouts in the sidewalk on both sides of the street.
Part of the city's change on this may be because those crossings are not being replaced when ART construction wraps up. To legally cross here, pedestrians will either have to walk a block up to Carlisle or a couple blocks down to Wellesley. An inconvenience Veranda worries could prove deadly.
I think instead of bucking the system and having people walk a quarter of a mile to cross, just make it convenient for people to cross the street where they need to cross.
Of the 7 cutouts in the medians in the Nob Hill area, only one of those crossings will remain. That's because right here, there's going to be an ART station. Back to you.
All right, thank you, Alex. The city says ART will provide a lot of benefits for pedestrians when it's complete. More signalized crosswalks, wider sidewalks, and better lighting. Construction on the project is set to wrap up next fall.